If you haven't checked out Cody Leach's and my review of Prometheus, make sure you check that out right here. Getting pumped for Alien Covenant right now. Prometheus analyzes the origins of life. Welcome to Durbania. I'm Durbin. Thank you for checking out this video, Prometheus, an analysis of the origins of life. And I really do think this movie does a great job with the analysis of the origins of life, because I feel like in just the artistic nature of this movie, the way the writers wrote this movie, certain things that I think already exist in each of us, certain questions and things like that, are uncovered and brought to light in just the writing of this movie when it centers around that question, the origins of life. I mean, you got Numi Pace. Her character to me represents that honest search for what are the origins of life, because even in this movie, when they figure out the engineers are the ones that made human beings, she still wears the cross necklace that her father, who was a missionary, gave her, and her boyfriend Charlie looks at that and goes, "Why are you still wearing that? You now know where we came from." And she's like, "Well, who made them?" So, I think one of the things that the writers uncover in this movie is that desire we humans have to know what our purpose is, that around that question of the origins of life, are we here by accident through a random process, or are we here by some sort of intelligent design? Either way, around that question of what are our origins is the question of what is our purpose. And through the character Charlie, they really personify that question, and they show you his disappointment.
Why do you think your people made me?
We made you because we could.
Can you imagine how disappointing it would be for you to hear the same thing from your creator?
Cody Leach and I love that scene and love the line in that scene because it shows how Charlie has built this expectation of when he finds the creators of mankind, when he finds humankind's engineers, he'll be able to ask them, what is our purpose? Why did you make this? And he greatly desires that answer. Yet in his arrogance, when David the android says, well, why did you make me? And he's like, well, simply because we could. Like, there's no real purpose or meaning behind it. We made you because we could. That's an answer he couldn't accept from the engineers. It's an answer he wouldn't accept from the engineers because something inside of him desired more, desired a greater purpose for living and a greater purpose for existence. So I feel like surrounding that question of the origins of life is that idea of what is our purpose, and that we really do desire that purpose to be deep and meaningful one way or the other. I think the next thing that this movie uncovers is our desire for eternal life. When you look at the character of Wayland, the guy came to the planet to meet the engineers because he didn't want to die. It's that simple. He did not want to die. And in one of the deleted scenes for this movie, you have Wayland talking to one of the engineers, and he basically says, I made David in my image.
I made him in my own image so that he would be perfect. I deserve this because you and I, we are superior.
I mean, the whole thing is him bargaining with his creators for eternal life. He desired to have eternal life and no death. And I feel like that is a real desire in us. And it could surround the origins of life. If we could find our makers, could we figure out how to live forever? And I feel like the next thing that in the writing it uncovers is not a desire, but a fear. A fear of missing the mark, a fear of disappointing our creators, and in that fear, punishment on the way. Because that engineer wakes up and we find out that dude doesn't like humans. And I feel like the movie still doesn't answer the question, why have the engineers turned against humans? But it becomes pretty clear that these aliens were biologically engineered to wipe out humanity. Somehow we human beings offended these engineers, and now they want to take us out.
I need to know why. What did we do wrong? Why do you hate us?
And I feel like in the writing of this movie, it uncovers a primal fear that we have of missing the mark, and our creators coming after us now with punishment for our wrongdoing. And in my relationship with God, I have found purpose. First off, that purpose begins in love. He created us in his image and his likeness to love us, to fill us with his love so that we would love him back. Love is the start and the beginning of our purpose. And then God goes on to say, I know the thoughts and the plans I have for you, to prosper you, not to harm you, to give you a hope and a future. So we have that overall purpose for why we're here, but he does give us an individual purpose, and we get that revealed in just a relationship with him. The next thing I feel like this thing dives into, the question of living forever. We all want to live forever, but I feel like that desire and question to live forever is present in us because we know that when this body dies, we ourselves go somewhere forever. We want to know that this doesn't end and that this isn't the end of our existence. And I believe that very true with the relationship with Jesus, that it doesn't end with this existence, that there is more. It's a free gift that cost him a lot and that he freely gives, which goes easily into that next point, our fear of missing the mark and missing our purpose, and our fear of being punished for disappointing our Creator. God, he's not disappointed with us. When you go through and you look at humanity, oh, we screwed up, man. We missed that mark through war, through bloodshed, through hatred, through this, from Adam and Eve onward. We have missed that mark, and every chance we've been given, we've screwed up. But God so loved the world that he gave his only son so that if we believe in him, we have eternal life. And so even that fear of punishment has been answered. That perfect love drives out fear. It's taken care of. The payment has been paid. And so I feel like we all have that in us, those questions surrounding the origins of life. When it comes to Prometheus and the questions it raises around the origins of life, what are your thoughts on this? I would love to hear you. Let me know in the comments. While you're there, hit the subscribe button to become a Durbanian. Next to the subscribe button is that bell. Click that bell. That way you are notified the moment I drop new videos. I do all kinds of things here. Trailer reactions, movie reviews. You can check out my movie review for King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, my analysis of the 2004 King Arthur movie, my reviews for Guardians of the Galaxy, spoiler-free and spoiler talk. So many things that are awesome here to check out. Another way you can support Durbania, by the way, is if you haven't seen Prometheus and you want to get ready for it for Alien Covenant and you want to get a hold of the Blu-ray, I did that Amazon Associates thing, so I got the link there in my description. You can click that link and get Prometheus through that link, and that way a portion of that comes back to support Durbania. So great way to support Durbania and things like that. So if that's something you want to do to get ready for Alien Covenant, you can check that out right down there. Like and share this video. I'm Durbin. Thank you for checking out Durbania.